Hey everybody, it's Chris from Magic Geek, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the Mandolin Back 809 cards from Bicycle. And this is a new style of back design for magicians, and there's been a lot of talk about it, and not a lot of people have picked these up yet, so I wanted to quickly go through my thoughts on it and kind of share with you my experiences because I've been playing around with these for a little while now, and I want to pass along my knowledge to you. First, I want to talk to you a little bit about the original cards. This is the Bicycle Rider Back playing cards. These have been a standard for magicians for some time now, and recently they've been enforcing a no printing rule on their back designs. Basically, this back design is copyrighted, and they have a hefty fine for magicians who modify or reprint this back design. So let's say you're a magician and you want a card that has the face on half of the card and the back on the other half of the card. If you were to manufacture that card and sell it as a magic trick, you would get in trouble. As a way to still be able to produce the magic tricks that we all know and love, a group of magicians have created these mandolin backs, and I'll show you what the differences look like here. They're very similar layout, different design elements within the layout though. You can see instead of riding a bicycle like they're doing here, they're actually holding a mandolin guitar thing, and there aren't little cherubs like there are in the original. There's some butterflies and peacock feathers and hearts and swirly things and stuff like that. So as a magician, when I first saw these, I was a little bit skeptical on whether or not they'd pass as a regular deck of cards. To me, anything that looks slightly different from something that everyone sees day to day, the more suspicion it's under, the more it looks like a foreign object, and the more people's guard gets put up. So I thought people might think that there was some sort of marking or tricked the deck of cards if I used these cards versus the original cards. So I did 3 experiments. The first was to just perform with these cards. Doing that, I had absolutely no problems. Nobody asked me to look at the cards closer. Everyone accepted this as a regular deck of cards. I didn't have to explain anything like, oh, they look a little different, but they're just regular cards. It was totally fine. I just did my card tricks, people were amazed, had a good time, and that was that. The second experiment I did was to hand these cards to people and say, check out those cards, tell me what you think of them. Not having a magic trick attached to it, just what do you think of these cards? They look through it, they just say, oh, it looks like a regular deck of cards, I don't know what more you want me to see here. So they passed the second test of just being like, check out these cards, tell me what you think of them. The last experiment I did was to go up to people and say, look at the back of this card, it is different, can you tell me why? Most people couldn't tell me. In fact, everyone just said, oh, it just looks like a regular deck of cards. I like certain elements of it, but I wouldn't know. I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking at cards. Which leads me to believe that the back design is a magician thing. Magicians care about this. Magicians are worried about people thinking that they're going to see the difference between these two things. But to lay people, this is going to pass as a regular playing card. The other thing about these cards is, since I got a chance to play around with them and use them, is I noticed the quality control. The design, by the way, is Paul Harris. Quality control is Richard Turner. And the quality of these, great, fantastic. They work very well. I really like the way that the different sleights that I do and flourishes work with these, very smooth, fan over each other very well. Something that I noticed right away is with a standard pack of cards, usually straight out of the box, you have to do a few faro shuffles before the deck is sort of conditioned into doing faro shuffles well. maybe that's just a me thing, but that's kind of something that I noticed. With these cards straight out of the box, perfect Pharaoh Shuffle every single time. Really, really easy to do, actually. I found it easier to do a Pharaoh Shuffle with the Mandolin Back playing cards than the original cards. So overall, I like the feel of these cards better. And so that's been my experience. I'm going to miss the original design. Um, I mean, this is what I grew up on. This is what I've always used. So I'm going to miss it. But I think that this is a really great alternative, considering that we can't make gimmicks out of the rider backs anymore. I know that Twilight Angels is going to be made with this new back design. Svengali decks, stripper decks, invisible decks, all available in this right now. And I think a lot of other Magic manufacturers are going to follow suit. So that's what I thought of these cards. I hope it helps you in your decision making process as a magician to figure out which cards are going to work best for you. Thanks for watching.